Hey everybody, Ghost Cat here. Welcome back to Prototech or Bust, the series where I start from scratch and work to acquire Prototech of my very own. In today's episode, that was a close shave. The cat tree grows larger. And I don't think that goes there. So, without further ado, we are off like a herd of turtles. And remember, for more Space Engineers feline antics, do the things. Yep, you know the ones. Well, folks, since the last time we were together, I've taken a little bit of time to run around and peruse this base that we captured, and see what all is in here. And I found some unanticipated goodies. While we had located the Prototech thruster and Prototech gyroscope last time, as I had suspected, in here you can see the Prototech refinery that I thought I had seen in the control panel menu. Something I also found in one of these collections of cargo containers is a large grid Prototech battery, which I hadn't noticed before, so I was pretty excited about that. Also, as I've been running around checking out this base, rather than just looting it and leaving it, I think I'm going to take it back to our asteroid. The way it's set up, it provides plenty of areas that we can modify to berth all of our ships, and then we can find a way to connect it up to our asteroid base to provide power and maybe even add an extra reactor if we need to, but I think this will be a nice little addition to our home. Before we do that, I'm going to take these various other grids, like these large cargo containers and the assemblages of shipping containers, and just mag plate them to the main body. I'm also going to grab this shipyard and the little ship that's in it, although I might do that in a separate trip. But I'm going to run over here and grab our little block ferry, which I conveniently attached to our jump ship before we left, and I'm going to start connecting those cargo containers to the main base so that we can get this back to our house. Alright folks, I think we're ready. I got all these cargo containers mag plated to the main structure. I then came in and built a connector and brought our jump ship around to connect to it, and now we're going to try to jump her home. Alright, I've got our coordinates punched in. I got us pointed towards home. Let's do this. Because of the mass we're moving, it is going to take us 2 jumps, so we'll make this first hop, we'll let her charge up, and then we'll be on our way. And here we go, final jump, getting the new piece of our base home. And here we are, back at our asteroid base. I'm going to go grab the hydrogen-powered drive section of the hydrogen tanker, hopefully have a little more oomph to try to move this around. I'm going to get it moved over here, relatively close to the asteroid. I think I'm going to put it above, relative to our asteroid base. My tentative idea is to attach it on the top side of this asteroid with a couple of pylons and have a conveyor tube that runs down, connects it to our base, and then we can berth all our ships up here in the open, rather than having to tuck them all down here amongst these rocks and have to deal with navigating this tight area. We'll still keep our exterior conveyor port here, because that's rather handy, but hopefully we'll be able to do most of the moving in and out of components and cargo and ores and whatnot through the top of the asteroid. So I'm going to go grab that and start moving that over here while the jump drive recharges on the jump ship, because we've still got to go back and get that other section, as well as our Bobcat. Alright folks, here we are. I brought around our little hydrogen-powered drive section and connected it to the connector we had utilized to bring it here with the jump ship. I also removed all our cargo containers because they were adding quite a bit of mass to this, made it a little difficult to steer. I also gave us a GPS marker to provide us a point to aim for as we move this around. So, let's get her moving, shall we? And here we are, more or less in place. I just have to build some pylons to attach it, and hopefully I can use the align to local grid to get them in the right space so that everything will connect up nice. And then we'll be able to set this down, probably use merge blocks to get her to connect, and we will have our new addition to the base attached and more or less ready to go. And here we are, folks. I've got the first pylon built, second one started, and up here I've got a merge block ready to receive the one down there and the spot where the pylon will connect. Let's get this base tacked down, shall we? And here we go, folks. The magnetism is engaged, we just need to jiggle it till she connects. And there we go. We are connected. And there we are. The new segment of our station has been anchored to our asteroid. Now, all that remains is to conveyor it up. However, before we do any of that, we need to go and pick up the other section that we were going to bring home, the Factorum shipyard with that ship in it, as well as the Bobcat, because they're both hanging out 8,000 or so kilometers across the solar system. So I'm going to head that way, grab those things, and get back here. And I will see you folks when I'm done. Well, here we are, everybody. I went and grabbed all our goodies from the site where we captured that last base. And then I brought all our ships over here so they can all be at the new docking facility. And here we go. It's starting to look pretty nice. The next step, I think, is going to be to conveyor this up really quick. And then we're going to have to go through and deal with all the loot. Empty all these containers and gather all our Prototech into the places it needs to be at. So I'm going to jump on that, and I'll see you folks in a minute. Well, folks, after a whole lot of drilling and a whole lot of conveying, I've managed to get a good portion of one of the least exciting parts of our home renovation project completed. I've got conveying run all the way up from the original hangar, runs all the way up to here. I've got a couple of cargo container access points, one down in the bottom and one in the top. I also have conveying run all the way around here to where these oxygen tanks are. Eventually, I plan on putting some hydrogen storage over here, so we can have our main storage facility at the main base with the hydrogen tanker to carry hydrogen here and there if we need to, as well as the hydrogen supply on our jump ship. I also went through and cleared out all those cargo containers, and we ended up with an amazing stash of components, a lot of high-level components, as well as tens of thousands of kilos of ore. We also acquired quite the little trove of Prototech. Right here, we've got a small grid Prototech thruster. I think I'm going to take that and pair it with the two small grid Prototech batteries we captured before, and start working on a little personal high-powered fighter craft. But that's going to take a while, because I'm going to want the Prototech gyroscopes and Prototech small grid jump drive and all the fun goodies. So that'll be a work in progress for a while. And here, we have the large grid Prototech battery. It has a vastly superior capacity as well as output, and it is going to go on our jump ship. Also going on the jump ship is this large grid Prototech gyroscope. Luckily, amongst all the components I found, I was able to find the correct Prototech bits I needed to fix up the overgrinding I may have done, even if it didn't really leave us with many other Prototech components besides some panels. I'd say it's worth it. And right here, the big one, we got ourselves a Prototech refinery. I've got a spot for this right down in that little hangar down inside the asteroid. I've already decided where I'm going to put it. I may not have cleared the spot out yet, but that's where she's going to go. Which I think that's going to be my next project, because I want to get this down there and start refining all this ore that we've acquired. Because there's quite a bit, and I'd rather have it as ingots than ore and taking up space. So I'm going to head down there, clear out the space I need, and then I'm going to come up here and grab this, and we'll move it down and snap her into place. Back here in the hangar, you can see the spot where I plan to put our new refinery. But because I removed the cargo container, I decided to go ahead and start building some cargo infrastructure to store all the goodies we're going to get. Through 3 cargo containers back here, 3 large ones at least, and then 1 small one, and that should give me sufficient cargo space to set up the inventory manager and make this base the main spot where we keep all of our components, ores, and ingots. So, let's go grab that refinery and get her installed. Well, that's unfortunate. And we are successfully attached, folks. Let's go take a look at her, shall we? And there she is, our Prototech refinery, fully installed. I'm going to do some quick conveyoring, get her connected, and then we'll turn her on and see how she does. And there we go. We're hooked to both our assembler, and through it, the external port, as well as to our main cargo system. Let's turn this refinery on and see how she does. Power's on, and she has taken up the quest of refining the iron ore. Moving through it quite quickly, if I do say so myself. That is fantastic. Now, all we need is a Prototech assembler, which, if we acquire one, I intend on installing it right here, and we'll move the other assembler up to this top slot, and we'll be in business. At this point, I think our next order of business is going to be to connect our jump ship and offload all those cargo and offload all those components and ingots, potentially ore, that are hanging out therein, and get them into our main cargo storage. So, I'm going to run up, get that conveyored, get that run in, then probably set up the inventory manager, and at that point, I think we'll be ready to do some quick ship repairs and maybe go investigate some more things that need to be investigated. So what I ended up doing was running conveyoring from where it comes up on the far side of the base, up and around, and then down along the length of this walkway. With the connector on the end, we can connect our jump ship using this connector for now, but eventually we'll have it set up so the jump ship will come up and dock with a connector here, maybe a little further in, and there'll be a nice little walkway that we can get off and enter our port facility. But for now, let's just get this connected so that we can get our cargo offloaded and start doing what we need to do to go find some more Factorum. Excellent. Everything is now nicely organized into its own cargo containers. We've got components, ammo, ingots, and ores. Only has a little bit left. Our refinery is tearing through that stuff. Oh, wow. Apparently the refinery wanted the uranium and not the rest of them. And then all our tools and bottles and money and various data pads that we've collected. we're starting to get this place organized into a real home. Well, I'm going to head back topside and start looking at what we need to do to rebuild our combat ship. I've got an idea to take that Factorum shipyard that we got. I want to turn it into a automatic welding facility. I know that our combat ship is a bit too big to fit through here, but I figure if I take it and maybe split it right below these beam blocks on each side, and then open it up so that this bottom segment will be over here, and then I can attach a bunch of welders, and you can just fly on under it and it will weld you up. Or what I might actually do is extend it a little bigger. I'm not sure yet. I'm going to take a look at this really quick and figure out what needs to be done to convert this into the welding facility I want it to be. And then we'll get her rigged up, we'll run our combat ship through, get her patched up, fill in any holes, and re-armor, and then we're going to go find some Factorum. So folks, let me show you what I managed to come up with. As you can see, I took the Factorum shipyard and added a whole bunch of welders to it. I've got 2 rows of welders on both the top and both the bottom. Makes it kind of look like a giant mouthful of teeth. But because, of course, many of our ships won't fit through here, in particular the larger ones, I decided to hinge the entire mechanism with this one hinge right here, so that if we want to, we can open the whole thing up. Like so. Then this gives us the option to fly a larger ship through our welding array. Generally, just give us plenty of room to get at it from whatever angle we need to. So, I think I'm going to give it a shot and fly our combat ship through here real quick. Alright, let's roll on in here. I've got all the welders turned on. And let's see if this is as effective as I'm hoping it'll be. Well, as it turns out, all these protruding weapons, thrusters, bits and bobs, make it actually extremely difficult to use this array to actually weld anything. So, at least for this ship, we're going to be stuck with manual repairs. However, when I build the next combat ship, I'll make sure to design it without so many things sticking out, maybe? I don't know. This will still work for some stuff, and definitely work for repairing smaller ships that can just slide right through, but because of the limited reach of the welders, and how far some of this protrudes out, it makes it rather difficult to get to them bits. However, I'm going to fix the rest up by hand, and we can go hunt some Factorum. Well, folks, while I was performing the repairs on the Bobcat, I decided to make a few small design changes. First, I removed the railguns. I don't seem to use them that much, it seems, and most of the time they don't hit, and they take so long to recharge. So, I pulled those out and replaced them with some rocket launchers. I also made some modifications to the nose, because without the railguns, it was a little stubbier and needed to be finished off, so I don't know if I'm going to keep it this way, but so far, I think I kind of like it. I also had to replace our ball turret setups on the bottom. I didn't want to keep rebuilding ball turrets, so I came up with a alternative way to mount autocannons on the ship. They're mounted on rotors, so that I can have the small grid turrets on the large grid ship. We'll see how effective it is. I like the way it looks. It's still going to throw a whole lot of fire. Not quite as much as the ball turrets, but I think it'll be fine. Other than that, I think we're looking good. The Bobcat's set up, ready to go into combat. Our jump ship has a couple new additions. I added the Prototech battery that we found, tucked that in right here, and I also added the Prototech gyroscope. It was a bit tricky to get her up in here. I had to disassemble the medical room, and there may have been a bit of banging and knocking off of things, but I finally managed to get it in there. So now that the Bobcat is ready to go, and our jump ship has been conveniently upgraded, I think it might be time to go see what the Factorum's doing over here. It is a fairly freshly spawned unidentified signal. While I was repairing, I watched 2 or 3 different signals go, so I'm going to get all our bits in order, get our jump ship ready, get the Bobcat ready, and then we're going to head over and check out this unidentified signal. Making our final jump now. Whatever we're chasing appears to be on the other side of Pertam. We're going to have to head around to that other side real quick and check it out. As it turns out, they appear to be just hiding very close to Pertam. So we're going to prep for our escape jump as we always do. Then we're going to take our fighting craft down there and see what we can do. And we're off like a herd of turtles. I'm starting to think this ship crashed on the planet, folks. I think we're going to turn off here. I don't think the Bobcat can survive in planetary gravity. We're going to have to jump back and get the alley cat to go down there. Well, everybody, here we are back at the jump ship. I'm going to leave the Bobcat here to defend the crash site, and we're going to go grab the alley cat. I have a feeling there's some loot just waiting to be had at this crashed ship. Alright folks, here we are with the alley cat hanging in orbit with our jump ship and the Bobcat. And as you can see, the unidentified signal is down on the planet in the darkness. So we're going to head down and check out what's going on here. I have yet to find one of these signals on the ground. And we have entered the gravity well. Just over 15 kilometers to go. 10 kilometers out. I'm going to try to come in and land a couple kilometers away, because I imagine there's probably weapons on this ship. Alright, the unidentified signal is 2.34 kilometers away over those hills. I think I'm gonna creep up on foot. I don't want to lose my only way back to space. I'm not sure what's going on over there, so for all I know, it's a trap. I brought some weapons along to help make this a little easier. So let's go see what the Factorum is doing on a planet, shall we? Well, I can see flames. Something's burning over there. There must be another hill right there. I'm going to try to get up here. Oh yeah, beautiful. That's some awesome cover. Whoa. Someone's shooting at me. I might have to wait till morning to assault this because I can't see that turret, so I'm gonna set up a little camp right here. And we're gonna wait for morning. Whoa, I'm getting shot at. That was not a good spot to put my camp. When the sun came up, they could see me. I don't know what that was. Things are blowing up. I'm just trying to get closer. I need to get closer. I just can't quite see where that turret is. I'm gonna make a break for these rocks over here.
Fuel critical. Low health.
Well, that was somewhat counterproductive. I don't know what that was. That looked like some kind of missile. They do not want me to be here. Looks like we got a sandstorm coming in or something. Electrical storm, maybe. I can hear the lightning. Just became dangerous to not have a mask. Well, folks, I'm a little pinned down here. Can't see anything. And I ran up and got behind this little tiny piece of cover and, well, you can hear what's going on. And to make things worse, I can't even see where the turret is that's shooting at me when I peek around. Because it's a sandstorm or an electrical storm or whatever it is on this planet. Well, it's a good thing I brought more weapons. Wow. That was a missile or something that just hit me. I don't know what all they got out here. There's got to be more than just this one ship. Someone keeps shooting missiles at me. Oh no, this thing is moving. Like it's trying to get away or something. This ship is haunted. The AI is saying intruder detected, so that doesn't bode well. Huh. Well, This is some kind of abandoned ship or something. It appears to have gotten caught in the gravity well and crashed, maybe? Well, definitely crashed, but... One thing's for sure, it is angry. Well, I guess I'm just gonna have to build a ramp up to the top. I can't see any other way to get there. Huh, well, I found the turret. That turret is right on top of that thing. I just gotta get to it without it getting me. Did I get her? Yeah. Bunch of scrap metal. Wow, something exploded when they hit the ground. I bet it was one of those great big Prototech thrusters. Something had to really go off when this hit to make that kind of a crater. There's a small grid Prototech battery. Oh, it looks like there's 2 Prototech gyroscopes here. I think all that we've got here is those 2 gyroscopes that are damaged apparently, and the battery we found outside. But since we got that turret, I'm gonna go back and grab the alley cat and bring her back over here. I want to know where those missiles are coming from. So, one way or the other, we gotta land, we gotta loot, and we probably gotta get out of here. However, that will be for another day, as unfortunately, our time together has come to an end. It goes so fast sometimes. I hope you've enjoyed yourself. I certainly have. This is the first time I've ever seen a Factorum ship crash itself on a planet, so that's kind of interesting. So next time, we'll loot this ship, get those gyroscopes and that battery, get it all back to our base, and maybe go hunt down some more Factorum signals. But until then, as always, have a great day.